accumulate it. WBUR supporters include AVFX, serving New England and the nation with audio-visual staging tools at corporate meetings, trade shows, and live events. Find out where at avfx.com. And Sit for Less, selling all colors of the Herman Miller Aeron chair online, including Sit for Less True Black, online at sitforless.com.
This is Oliver Conway with a special edition of World Briefing as part of our continuing coverage of the unrest in Egypt. That's online on World TV and the BBC World Service. A day after the army gave them the green light, Egyptians in their hundreds of thousands on the streets of Cairo today. Mubarak stepped down after 8 days of mounting pressure. Demonstrations so far have been crowds voiced their anger at the 30-year rule of coalition of opposition groups to figure of Mohammed al-Baradei told the Egyptian government only begin talks once President Mubarak has stood on
at the latest, and they called the coming Friday the Friday of departure. But I hope that President Mubarak will take heed before then and leave the country after 30 years of rule and give the people a chance. And I don't expect that he wants to see any more blood either.
President Mubarak's new finance minister, Sami Radwan, sworn into office on Monday, told the BBC he was taking his orders from the vice president and the prime minister, not the president. Mr. Radwan said the government was listening.
Take it very seriously since day one, because you see, especially for the youth who came out at the beginning, they have very legitimate demands for reform, and this is trying to reform without pushing the country. But I think these things have to be done in an orderly manner, so that we can avoid the destiny of other countries where turmoil led to a hurried change which led to more.
Short of its target of 1 million people. They say, though, they'll be back on the streets if President Mubarak is back at his desk again tomorrow. Many protesters brought their children to see it all.
I was born November 81. I don't know except Mubarak, and I'm afraid my daughter won't know except his son.
Once again, soldiers in tanks guarded the entrances to the square as the protesters streamed through the streets. They remain an enigmatic presence, doing nothing to disperse the crowds and posing good-naturedly with passers-by for photographs. Egypt's army, which receives funds from the United States and exercises regularly with the American army, may yet play a deciding role in this crisis, and the closeness in its links with the Pentagon may allow the Obama administration to exert indirect pressure behind the scenes. The protesters' message to the United States, not to protect Mr. Mubarak.
He should, address the issues of the people. He shouldn't be just catering to the regime. Now the people have a voice, and it's time for a change. And we can be just as peaceful, if not more, with our neighbors.
America has plenty of levers of influence in Egypt. The former ambassador has been dispatched here as a special envoy knows President Mubarak personally. And the US has much at stake. Egypt's peace treaty with Israel is the cornerstone of American Middle East policy. But it's not clear how Washington's influence will be used. The White House says transition must be orderly. It doesn't say where it must lead. It talks of change, without saying whether that change must include the removal of Hosni Mubarak.
started today. 20,000 staged a march in the city of Suez. There have been other protests in Ismailia and cities in the Nile Delta. Meanwhile, several thousand marched to the main square in Egypt's second city, Alexandria. Our correspondent Wira Davis was there.
In this historic